Hello, viewers. So, this is a very different kind of video. This is a video significantly different from all our previous videos. This is not a tutorial. We have a very, very special person here for our very first podcast on this channel. She is Madam Ramani Rao. She's personally known to me, and she's a published author of 3 books. I've read one of her books, and I was too impressed. I was very impressed, and I wanted to know about her journey as a writer. Okay, we welcome you, ma'am. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and we're honored to have you. I'm sure our viewers want to know about you, and please start by introducing yourself.
Okay, thank you, Swati. It's an honor for me also to be on this podcast, and this is my first podcast. I hope it will be useful for the viewers. So I'm basically from Andhra Pradesh, but while in my childhood I have been educated in Kendriya Vidyalaya schools in so many cities all over India. Because of my daddy's transferable job. So from there, I picked up Hindi, English, and the state where I was residing, say for 4 to 5 years. Like in Bombay, I learned Marathi. Then in Ahmedabad, I learned Gujarati. So in Bangalore, again Kannada and all that Kannada culture. So all these things really add up when you are writing because you're more experiences of growing up in different places. So after that, I worked in a bank for many years. So that was a totally different field. And then, suddenly I got this developed this passion for traveling out of nowhere. So then I thought, okay, enough with this banking and all. I was really exhausted and I didn't want to do that anymore.
Got
So that
monotonous.
passion took me to very
Yeah,
monotonous.
I know.
Yeah. So from there, so, some other journey, all the about tourism and how we were organizing the tours and some sort of spirituality also came into me. And so that's it.
So, I think it was a special kind of tourism for you. You were involved in a particular kind of tourism. Let us tell our viewers temple tours. What is temple tourism?
Yes. Yes, see, there are almost 50 to 60 types of tourisms that we run in India, even by the state governments or private tour operators. So one of them is the temple tourism. So it is exclusively to the temples of India. So it's like pilgrimage tours. So, they are all full of devotion and a lot of dedication and a lot of love for God from different persons, and they come there in their old age. So it's such a learning process to meet those tourists also. And then I started writing on these journeys in our website. So that's how my interest totally shifted from one sector to the other.
And also in writing.
Writing, yeah, we
Was
were
there,
writing all this
you would
in
describe
our
your,
website.
okay,
Yeah, I was describing how we are feeling when we visit Kanyakumari or Rameshwaram. It's all a divine thing. So there was a lot of change for me internally. Also, my thought process, all that life, what I led was totally left behind. So this was sort of a very new journey for me, very new learning. So it was like an ashram. Our office was also not any formal office. So we really enjoyed all that Guru Sishya Parampara and all that, and meeting all the people in their old age. We even had IAS officers and IPS officers coming to the tours. So it was a big change for my writing, whatever the writing journey started from there.
and I've read a book of yours. I normally get to see your writings, short quotes, etc. in our group, and people in our group would testify to the fact that you are a crisp writer. You can express complicated emotions easily.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
respects you for that. So,
Thank you so much.
uh, Ma'am, my next question is, so we decided to have this podcast to help those who want to initiate, start their journey of writing and are
Okay.
confused, are probably in initial phases do not know how to, go about it, what this journey really is. So my first question is like the second question actually. Please tell us, how did your journey of writing start, as in writing books?
Okay. So as I told you, didn't straight away write a book. I was writing in this website. I was learning so many things, like the Dasamahavidyas, then the Kamakya temple. We have the tantric way of pujas, and also all this. I was learning. This was all new learning. If I would have remained in my old career, this phase or this break or whatever, the shift would not have happened. I would have still be doing that thing. So I advise whoever wants to write a book to have that peace of mind first. You can do a job, come back, then you cannot scribble something, and again you're thinking about the next day. So it has to be a totally peaceful time, and then you should be something should influence you. You just cannot write something out of nowhere. So
Okay.
what are the factors that are influencing? What
Yes.
would you like to write about?
Yeah, in fact, uh, I think that one cannot write out of thin air. I think something has to trigger you. So,
Yes,
what was,
yes,
coming
yes,
back to my question, what really initiated you into writing books? Like writing a simple quote, writing a paragraph a different, is entirely different from writing a
yes.
book, getting a book published. So, what really initiated you into uh, writing a book? What really triggered you into writing a book? We know that writing, something triggers you when it starts. For me personally, it is almost a divine process. It is very spiritual in nature. When I don't think that I write. So, like that's a different story. But now, since we are talking about your journey, I want to know what triggered you to write.
Yeah, as I've already told you, so that was I was writing for my website. I was like a content writer in the beginning. So little itineraries and the experiences of visiting each temple and the benefits of the visiting such a temple, and all this I was just writing. Of course, that is all outward knowledge where we get it from internet or our going to those places, literally. So all that I was writing very comfortably. But what really triggered was the person whom I was treating as my Guruji. He was the one who was going on encouraging me. Okay, this is very well written, and he would show it to all his friends, all very old people also of his age. So they were also encouraging me. So you have written it very well, and also I was feeling good about that writing work. Then what really triggered me was my Guruji passed away in 2020 due to COVID. So it was such a setback for me. I mean, emotionally, spiritually, our office was closed. We didn't have anywhere to go. And then the COVID set in, the lockdown. So I think the incident, the incident and the leisure both combined together.
Yeah.
I thought I should write something. He was such an amazing person. And I think everybody should read that book. In fact, I wanted to give those copies to any school or college children where they can see it's a very simple book written about a person who's a very good by nature and his deeds and his very kind-hearted person. So that really triggered me to write a book about him. So my first book is about him. It was like a Shraddhanjali I've written in my preface. And I was so determined to write that book that I've researched everything, how you write a book. And I was also reading a lot of books in the lockdown period. So I thought, okay, I'm reading so many books. Why can't I write one book? So it used so many books give us joy. So I thought, okay, someday somebody will read my book and maybe they will feel joyful about it. So all this goodness, all this feeling, all this gave birth to my first book actually. So I
Yes.
felt very happy because I struggled to find a publisher, and all this I've done on my own 100%. Nobody was there. I mean, nobody is in this line. We don't find it common to write
Not
a book. So
common. Yeah.
then it was successfully published. So that's how it started.
So yes, so I understand that the pain of losing somebody you so admired and were so close to
Yes,
triggered
yes,
you
yes.
into, that was the trigger which
Yes,
initiated you, pushed you towards writing a book.
yes, yes.
So yeah, and the atmosphere, the circumstances were conducive.
Yes, the
Since you were
situation, yeah,
not, yeah,
because
situation, yeah.
yeah.
So since you
So
were not,
we had so much time on hand. So that was, yeah, that came as a boon to me also. Unless you are free of mind and, free mentally, you cannot start writing a book. You have to slow down, plan, and you should have also a topic, what to write. That is, I think, the biggest question that you should
sometimes
select
pain
wisely.
starts it. Yeah. I've read that for many,
Yeah.
people, pain is the
It,
starting point of becoming
yes, yes,
creative.
yes,
Pain
sometimes.
makes you creative. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
I want to know the struggles you faced while writing your first book and getting it published. For
Ye-
somebody who's not done it and
Yes.
wants to know what is the timeline and what are the struggles. You may or may not want to really talk about the timeline, but I want to know the struggles one faces,
And how did you overcome those obstacles?
Yeah.
the
So for
challenges,
me,
let me
as I
call
said,
these challenges.
yes, yes. For me, the time and situation was very favorable. So that's why I could just finish it in, say, 3 months. Then I edited it myself. I found a publisher, and so it was painful because we have to think about it all the time. And then they told me you can add 2 chapters. So you have to add 2 chapters, insert. It is very difficult because once the book is over, you can't insert something extra. So, but I did it because, as I said, it was an autobiography. It was very easy for me to write because I wrote what was already we went through. So, but it has to be
And
presented.
was it an autobiography or a biography?
It is my autobiography, my
Okay.
experiences with my Guruji. The title also says my Guru, the in
Right.
the spiritual journey. So it was about him, about sort of a person, and how he used to inspire so many people, not only me, thousands are and were influenced and inspired by him. So it was very easy to write. It was just my story. I was just writing it on a piece of paper. That's all. I was not creating anything. So it was quite easy for me.
Yeah.
So writing about oneself is always easy, but when you are creating a plot and again you're writing another story, that becomes little bit more difficult. So I guess if you're really serious about it, you can finish writing a book in 3 months, get it published. I mean, they take little time. You get that ISBN number, that takes time. So they take another 6 months to publish. So I think all this takes 1 year. You can write one book comfortably in 1 year. Yeah.
From point A to Z, it takes like one complete
Yeah,
year,
9 to 10 months, eight
depending
months depends on how fast
a
we
person
are
is. Yeah.
moving.
It
Hmm.
depends. Yeah. It can vary from creation to creation. So,
Yes, yes.
ma'am, yes. And what challenges one has to face while getting their book published? Like getting a book published, be a published author means something. So, did you have to face any significant, you know, major challenges when you thought that now you'd written the book and now you wanted to get it published?
Yeah, nowadays publishing is not a challenge anymore. We have so many publishers whom we can just hand over the manuscript and they will get it published. They'll get that number, as I said, that unique number of your book on the international platform, and they will launch it on the Amazon or whatever, Flipkart and other platforms. But the actual challenge is to write the book. What are you going to write? The publishing part, they will take care. But what stuff you have to write, that is more challenging. And sometimes you have this writer's block also, as I said. Sometimes we can't think, okay, how you take the story forward. That is the
You get stuck.
biggest challenge. We get stuck. That's so horrible.
Yeah,
But again, as
it
a,
happens all the time. I can
yes,
understand. Because once you are
yes,
blocked,
yes.
you're blocked. Sometimes
Yeah,
you
it doesn't.
simply can't do anything because, like, does it happen to you? It happens with me that, uh, because writing is such an automatic process, I sometimes feel that I have no control over it. It just happens. A thought comes when it has to come. It just happens
Yes.
on its own. So, does it also
Yeah.
happen to you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I'll tell you the reason also. Because we are caught up on so many other things also. Because we just cannot keep on writing. We have other things to do. So when the mind is distracted, you leave it for some time. Okay, tomorrow let us write something. So that goes on then. That is very dangerous. That pause is very dangerous.
Yeah,
Then it goes on, say for a few months
coming.
also.
I get it.
So coming back to the story is a very big, but suddenly again, as you said, either it has to come or it will not come. So suddenly, in a flash, again you get something, that connecting thing, and then
Yeah.
you start writing.
Please
When
go.
they're stuck, people try many things. They go to some retreats, then
Yeah,
they go for some
they go
the,
into
some
nature.
other.
I go into solitude,
Yes,
cut
yes,
themselves,
yes.
cut myself from the world,
Yes,
and
isolation,
isolation.
isolation.
Do you think
Yeah,
isolation
absolutely.
helps? I think isolation helps sometimes. Sometimes going into nature, going for
Yeah,
morning walks,
yeah,
having some,
yes,
fresh air helps.
yes,
Yes.
yes. It helps. It helps.
Ma'am, you talked about your first book, which happened because you lost your uh, Guruji. Tell us about your next two books. How did those happen?
Yes. So it happened so that that book was written very fast. It got published also, and when I received my first copies, it was like a really wonder for me. So then I got some confidence, but still I didn't know. Maybe it was a fluke because I knew that person. So I wrote something about him and my interactions with him. But then I was reading a lot Mahabharata those days because of the leisure, as I said, some very thick volumes of Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita and all. So then suddenly one day I just got a flash idea, as we can say. Okay, let me write something, a small. It's not the original story. It's not there in the original story, but I just took one small part of the main characters. The Pandavas are the main people in Mahabharata. So and their marriage with Draupadi. So it was a very small thing because by that time I remember I was doing my diploma in emotional wellness. So that also opened doors for me to know so much about human emotions, which we know even till 50 or whatever, we don't know. Many people don't know all these intricacies of the emotional processing and the emotional side of our personality. So that was also, I was gaining knowledge in that subject also. So then I applied that and this story. I just mixed both, like how a woman thinks, behaves, acts. So it's all about Draupadi. That's why. I've written Mriganayini because she was a very beautiful woman character in the
Beautiful.
Mahabharata.
Mrignani is
So
somebody with beautiful eyes.
very
A
beautiful.
woman
Mrig
who
ke
has
jaise,
Jesse
yeah,
Art.
that doe-eyed, yeah,
Yeah.
the doe-eyed beauty. So I
That was your
just it
second
is
book.
more,
Mrignani
yeah,
was your
that was
second.
my second. Yes, that I still feel that is my favorite because it is an epic. Na? I derive the main characters from such a big Mahabharata. In my preface also, I've written I'm really anything. I've just taken the small piece of that story. So it's we are nobody to write about Mahabharata. So it was a very huge subject those days. So that was very challenging because we have to write the true facts. You cannot jumble all that. No? So everybody knows about Mahabharata. You cannot meddle with that subject. So that was very challenging. The second book was very challenging for me after the first one.
The second book was challenging because of the subject.
Of the subject, yeah. And I have to describe the era of the Pandavas and those days. So a lot of research went into that, and still, I think that is my favorite book out of the three.
How much time did it uh, take for you to?
Yeah, that also I could finish it fast because I came to know the techniques of writing after the first book. So I'm fast learner. Maybe many cannot do that. So I came to know how you make the plot and how you are describing, how you use the quotes. So it was more like a planned project for me, the second book.
Oh,
So I got the, yeah,
I get it.
what do you say?
Now you were
Yeah,
a
I got
seasoned
the,
writer.
yeah, it was easy for me. The first one was, how to write, whether to
You got
write this, whether this is correct, whether we can write like this. So all the self doubts are more in your
got
first book, obviously. So this book was, I wanted to write something very striking after that. That it was all very, spiritual kind of very soft. This is very aggressive. I know that Draupadi, she herself is a very aggressive
it.
woman. So to represent something on her behalf is again we have to be very aggressive in her emotions, and so that was a real challenge for me. I finished it fast around say 3 or 4 to 5 months. Then publishing took a little late. Sometimes they get stuck with so many other things, but it came out well in the end. So it is very satisfying for me. So after that book, I thought I can write anything because that was very difficult.
Um,
The learning how as you go from one book to the other,
yeah,
there's so many changes in your writing style,
also,
how you think, how you present. Yeah, you become bolder and bolder. Actually, you
I
become
get it.
like, yeah,
Like in any other field, yes.
yeah, like in any other. You don't hesitate then. So you just do it with a bang. Okay, this is there. Let it be.
You you
Otherwise,
know
sometimes you keep on erasing, deleting, editing. So all that was not necessary in that book.
that's wonderful. That's great. Because I don't think even if I write, two, three books, uh I'll be able to do with that kind of, proficiency, accuracy. But
Okay.
good that you could do it, achieve that level of proficiency, or what
Yes,
should I
yes.
call it? That level of boldness,
Expertise. Yeah, expertise. You almost you're dealing with
in
words and how you are.
writing your second book itself. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Please tell us about your third, the book I read, The Soulmate.
Yes, Soulmate again was like a laid back plot, and not much struggle and nothing very, as I said, no aggressiveness and very strong emotions. It is just like a very simple love story where the young people can relate to. So it just happened. It just happened. I didn't work very hard on that. It was a lovely experience. But I got stuck there in that story also. Then I went to Varanasi. I took a break. I went to Varanasi. So I had darshan because, somewhere we still have that divine quest for so many. We have to have somewhere. So then I came back, then I finished that book, I remember. So it happens.
So,
So with
okay,
an
I read.
author, the mind is going on and on.
Okay, you came back and then you could finish the book.
Yes. Yeah, that
I read
ending
that
and
book,
all.
and
Okay, okay.
yeah, and I enjoyed reading that book. It's a nice book and very easy to understand. I recommend, people who like to read in flow, it's a leisure activity sometimes for me. I don't want to think a lot, use my brain a lot,
Yes.
and
Yeah, it's
it
very,
was pleasure
no,
reading
it's
that.
not
It's a nice
nothing,
story.
it's not pressing on our mind. It's just a free flowing, just like a breeze coming, going. That's all.
Yes, I agree.
So, and that's it. Now I'm again planning my next book.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. So
Yeah.
we'll have
So,
your phone book as well. And we'll share the links of all your books, as in the
okay.
websites on which your books are available in the description box.
Sure.
People who
Thank
want
you.
to go purchase, read your books can do so using those links.
Yes. Yes.
Now, last and a very important question. How have writing and getting your books published helped you as a person, socially, otherwise, emotionally?
Yeah, see, what I would recommend to all the youngsters is writing is a boon. Cannot write. It is a very divine, very fulfilling experience. Even the most learned professors, if you ask them, they cannot write a book. They cannot write a love story. It is only very emotionally you understand the human emotions. Only then I think you can write at least a love story. Okay, other topics maybe others can write. So when our books are published, you really have this elevation. So you're not a common person anymore.
I get.
So already, yeah. So even if I were in bank, I would have maybe retired by now. So we should have something planned for our life ahead also. So this is the best. I feel I would recommend this as the best activity. It really gives you a lot of importance. And see, I'm on this podcast because of this writing. Otherwise, nobody recognizes anybody. I mean, if the others, I was invited to a event also in Hyderabad. So there they asked me to share my experiences. So all this importance really adds up to so many things in our life. We feel very important.
Can stand up. I get it.
Yeah, we
But
can start.
otherwise, emotionally, on a personal level, how has helped you?
Personal level means, see, whenever a see, so many people read my books. So when they give that feedback, saying, "Okay, ma'am, it was this nice, that nice." I have all of them collected also. So it really feels nice that okay, did we really write this way? Because even I cannot analyze my writing unless some person says it to me. So this analyzing and this encouragement and this really feeling, giving so much importance to us, saying she's an author or she writes books. Let us not call ourselves
Okay.
authors as
You
of
get
now.
respect,
So,
importance from
so
people.
much of
You get a sense
respect
of
is always
achievement.
there.
Also, I think somewhere you feel that you've been able to do something, contribute positively to people's lives.
Yes, yes,
Activities
absolutely.
like these.
And in the process, I'm also growing, I'm also evolving, maybe into a very better person. So many people ask me, they come up to me with some issues. So I'm able to tell them because they think, okay, she can do this.
Yeah,
So I'm
advice.
not anymore ordinary, like let it be. It's not like that anymore. So
Right.
they ask me and they approach me with certain issues also. I like to guide them.
I I agree, ma'am. People in our group also call you and they seek
Yeah,
your guidance. I do seek your
yes, yes.
guidance. You're always there to,
I'm
take
always
us out of
available.
complicated situations in group. Your
Yes,
writings, your way of resolving
yes.
issues have definitely
Especially
understood.
women problems. Yeah, I'm so much touched and I feel really sorry about, certain women who are suffering. So I just give my number. I say, just call me once. I share my number just like anywhere, even in Facebook, I share my number. I say, before doing anything drastic, please call me once, like that. So it is sort of a social service also I'm getting into slowly. So that also gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Your writing has taken you to a platform where
Yes,
more
yes.
visibility and people seek
More
one
confident,
reason.
and we are getting sensitive also about these issues. Slowly, that sensitivity is growing, so that you're looking at certain situations and certain problems with more sensitivity. So that gives more deeper writing. It's not just
I,
on surface anymore.
I get it. It is part of evolution, becomes part of our growing
Yes,
up and
absolutely.
evolution. And I have, experienced that when I teach, I learn. When I write, I learn. And definitely, the
Yes,
more one learns,
it's both
the better a
ways.
person
It's not
becomes.
just one way.
It's
Yeah.
always two-way.
Two
Yeah,
way. Yeah, whatever we write, again, it comes back to us in multiple folds of again happiness and some dependency also from others. They care for us, they love us, we also love them. So all this goes on in a cycle. Our
I
group, for example, you see
yeah,
how all women are connecting and we are sharing so many things.
true.
They trust if some we give an advice, they trust that okay, what man says is right. That affirmation, all that, it counts to our personality of how we have also evolved in the journey of writing.
Ma'am, I think we've been through all the questions we wanted to ask you. Thanks for enlightening us. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Thanks for sharing all the parts of your journey of writing,
Thank
becoming a published author. And it has been an honor for me, for people who with me, to have you on our platform with us. Thanks for sparing time, giving us taking time from your busy schedule. I want to wish you luck for your next writing, for your next book. I'm sure this book of yours will be better than all the books you've written so far.
So yeah, thank you, Swati, because I would always love to share my writing, whatever experience, and also that it helps somebody. I would really feel satisfied if somebody took some advice or tips on my writing methods or my writing journey. And even I enjoyed this session with you. I hope we can do more of these useful podcasts. So thank you once again for
Thanks.
giving me this opportunity to express also. It is both ways.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you. Thank you again. Bye bye.